We are live and recording. I'm going to hand it over to our amazing silver leader, Kay Cooney, and she is going to school us on all things wellness tonight. Thank you, Kay.
You are so welcome. Happy Tuesday, folks, after a Labor Day weekend. So it's feeling a little Monday. The purpose tonight is to have a video that we can get as concise as possible for you to share with your members. If you are a member, to sort of introduce you and organize your thoughts around all of this. We are now entering into September, right? In the blink of an eye. So when you look at how we all responded to Corona, first we were all paralyzed. Then it got warm and we ran outside and we played, right? Now we're back inside and it's back to school and back to work. And now the reality of, oh dear, what is round two going to look like and what do we need to be prepared, right? So the timing right now for getting right back on track, or maybe getting on track for the first time all year for some of us, whatever it is, no judgment. One of the stats that keeps popping up and really jumping right up to me is the fact that 30% of negative and addictive behaviors increased during the last 6 months across the board, which means people are smoking more, drinking more, eating worse, right? Shopping more, anything that's sort of like an addictive negative behavior to sort of hide from. And what it comes down to is when we do things like that, we're simply hiding or avoiding, right? And there was just so much overwhelm and so much change that even people like me who are addicted to change, I could change every day. I have no routine whatsoever. That is my superpower. Even for somebody like me, this has all been quite daunting. So what we're going to do is take a nice methodical way. We're going to keep this nice and simple. Any questions you have at all, post them in the group. Folks are going to help answer those questions as specific as they can to you. Anything we don't get to, just message me, right? I'm user friendly. I don't bite that much. So what we're going to do with this piece of paper is I'd like you to put on the top of the first column, mind. Just the word mind. And in the center, we're going to do body. And on the last one, we're going to do home. So just do mind, body, and home. Okay? Nice and easy. In smaller font underneath it, you're going to put in today, or you can date it today. Okay? Just put a little today. And then at the very bottom, I want you to put December. Right? We're that close, you know, and assuming that we have to do some ordering and things, if we implement by October 1st, that's 1 quarter, that's 3 months to finish up this year, kicking its backside, not it kicking your backside, okay? It's owned us for 3 quarters. It is time to snap out of this, all right? Now, what I want you to do is on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, and we're going to start with mind. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? 10, in this case, would be you are calm as a cucumber, right? You got this. Nothing's bothering you. You're sleeping well at night. You feel good about your food choices and your activity level. And if you're a 1, you're killing it. If you're a 10, you would be in the special exclusive club called the batshit crazy people. Okay? We're not sleeping. We're just eating and drinking any old thing we want. We're not feeling good. We're anxious. Our adrenals are surging. We're a mess. We're falling apart. We're finding it hard to focus. Okay? 1 is a cucumber, 10 is a bat. You decide. No judgment. And you can show us and share your number, or you can keep it to yourself. Doesn't matter. Okay? This is a judgment-free zone. Same now with number 2 with body. If you are killing it, if you've got an exercise routine, if you are eating, if your gut's in alignment, if you're perfectly hydrated every day, you're making good choices, right? Any of that, go ahead and give yourself your, 9 or 10. if you're struggling, you're not eating well at all, you're not exercising, you've put some weight on, you're not happy with yourself, your gut's out of alignment, you're not doing your supplements, go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a body scale down towards the bottom, right? You decide. And then the last one is your home. So how toxin free is your home? So if you're burning candles, if you're spraying Lysol, if you've got those icky little things plugged into the sockets, the Renews-Its or whatever they are, if you're still using bleach, Lysol, toxic chemicals in your home, you want to give yourself a tenon toxicity. If your home has been converted over to toxin free and the air quality is good, you've got a diffuser to take care of airborne colds and coughs and flus and things coming through, right? Give yourself a 1. So I'm just going to take a minute right now and do my own. Okay. If you want to share. Okay. I'm going to share mine with you. Okay. So low numbers are good. Low numbers are aces. So I'm giving myself a 1 in home. I'm pretty completely, thoroughly detoxified and have switched out most of the products. And we have maintained that all through the pandemic. So my 1 in my home is good. Let's see. Kristen, oh, interesting. So I gave my body a 5. Okay. It's not where I want it to be. It's not horrific. I've been working and getting myself back. So that could be an area for me to work on. And my mind, I gave myself a 3. I actually have graduated down as all of this has gone on and adjusted and coped nicely. So for me, my focus is going to be on strengthening my immune system by working on my body. Okay. Is everybody clear now on how we're doing it? Mine. This is awesome to see. Interesting. Okay, nice, guys. Nice. Thank you for sharing this. So now what I want you to do, so we're going to go through now, and you kind of just like let yourself know what the area or areas are that you want to tweak. And we don't need to go and spend all sorts of money to get ourselves back to where we need to be. So I'm going to start with mind, because that's where a lot of things are going wrong for people in terms of emotions and resilience with this whole pandemic situation. Okay. And there's several different products that I want to recommend, but I first want to just explain that understand that any excessive behavior, there is a thought process behind it and a blockage that needs to be removed, right? So for somebody like me who first gave up alcohol, then gave up food, then cigarettes, right? All of these different changes, it was a constant addressing what the behavior was and removing and fixing it, right? So what we want to do right now is sort of acknowledge, well, so what are the feelings? So we're sitting here for a second, right? You got nothing else to do right now but to drop back and think a little bit. What are the thought processes that you are challenged with right now that are driving your mind negatively, either towards depression, anxiety, inactivity, right? Any of those. So acknowledge your challenge and then know that we're going to tackle it. So for folks that don't have it, and mine is never far away. Oh, there it is right there. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I should have had this closer. But the Carolyn mine, releasing emotional patterns, and we can tell you a little bit more about it. I actually have 4 or 5 copies of this that I keep in almost every room of my house. And I have the app. I use it constantly. It talks about what the emotion is, what the opposite emotion is, right? So if you think about it this way, so let's say it's happy and sad. So to understand happy, to understand sad, you have to understand happy, what you're feeling and where you want to go to, right? So it pairs up the opposite of emotions, pairs it with the oil that opens up your limbic system and the hypothalamus and that part of your brain. Yes, there is an app, Miss Rhonda. I will share that. So you do happy to sad. What's the oil and where is the alarm point? Okay. So it is a wonderful, simple thing. So for example, if I look in the book right now and it says used, you're feeling used. The opposite of feeling used is respected. The mantra that goes with it is, I respect who I am. The oil is jasmine. And then it tells you where you want to apply this at the CV5 alarm point. Okay. Phenomenal. Really, really powerful. And what you will see is rather than just using jasmine, right? So you can say, well, why can't I just splash jasmine on anywhere? You can, but it's going to take longer. And we're an urgent society. So this is one of my favorite resources for taking care of your mind during pandemic. She's brilliant. And the app is the same thing as the book. So if you're technology, if you're a tech person, you always have your hand. The book runs you about $12 or $13, and the app runs about 20, and it is identical. So it's just a matter of ease, if you will. Okay, so that's number one. So sleep, stress and release. Now, scent tenting. So the other way we can get through our day, right, is we take, let's say this is our jasmine, and we drop a drop on our hand. 1, 2, 3. Drop into the scent tent, okay? And what we're doing here is we're using the oils to activate our limbic system, right? Fight or flight, take us down. It is so simple. A child can do it. An older person who's cognitively impaired can do it. Anybody can sit and do this. Here's the biggest issue, right? We feel silly doing it. Really? You feel silly getting calm? Well, we think you're silly being anxious. So do your scent tent, drop into it, give it a minute or so, and then sit back and relax. Let the oils hit. So there's been all sorts of research out of the VA system as well as National Institute of Health on the impact of essential oils in mood. You cannot budge things and memories out of the central nervous system with medication. It is the olfactory system, your smelling system only, that does this. So if you are looking at your page and mind is the thing that's most deviating for you, you're going to be focusing a lot on oils of emotion, or our oil starter kit, right? That's where you're going to start. The other thing we have, which I think is magnificent, is the feelings kit. So if you're somebody who is struggling with a lot of the old stuff, right? Childhood stuff. I used to laugh and joke that I took all of my emotions and I carried them around in Tupperware behind me. And then one day I woke up because the Tupperware started to feel like it was filled with cement and it was getting old. And who wants to sit around with your emotions all cuckoo, right? So it's time to let go of that. And I will tell you, the feelings kit and the feelings kit protocol, phenomenal, phenomenal. It will help get rid of a lot of PTSD, old baggage, any kind of abuse, dysfunctional family situation where there's been substance abuse or neglect, all sorts of things. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So maybe that's something for you. If you're not sure what your emotions are and you really want to pinpoint them, get a Zyto. Let's book a Zyto. We have time to do this. And the Zyto can be done 2 ways. You can come and see me or I can see you. That's one way. Or if you live far away, we can send you the Zyto in the post by postal, UPS, and you get it, in a day or two, and we can scan you remotely. So Zytos are very effective in helping pinpoint the emotion because some of us have been so culturally trained to deny these feelings that it's difficult to really get to the root of them. Working with an AFT practitioner. So within our Young Living community, we have a ton of really qualified, amazing men and women who do aroma freedom technique. And that is a Dr. Ben Perkis technique. And it's about breathing into and releasing the emotion. Incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. Every time I've done it, I've walked away and I've been like, I did not know that about myself, right? And like amazing, amazing stuff. So AFT, that's another thing that we can talk about, okay? Other ways to diffuse, knowing that for your emotions, you want the aroma of the oil. The aroma rings, right? Those little tiny clear silicone things that we put right here that fit underneath your mask beautifully, right? Those that have to wear the mask and hate the mask, it's a beautiful thing. You can use your diffuser, right? In your office or in your home. You can make rollers, right? Pull them out, roll them on. Nobody knows what you're doing, right? Looks the same as like you're putting on perfume. There's a million different ways you can do it. You could put a little felted pin right here. You could do a bracelet. You could do earrings with lava beads on them. There's so many ways you can get the scent on you to keep you, to help you manage throughout the course of the day. Okay. Now, for those of you where the stress is a little bit out of control and you're looking for a way back, if you will, I have two suggestions. Well, actually I have three. One is cortisol. If you are an adrenal fatigue person and you're somebody who goes, you're up from 2 a.m. till 4 a.m. You're a perseverator. You think, you worry. It is your job. You worry like you have a PhD in it and it's your job. There is cortisol. It will help prepare your body from all the cortisol surge and exhaustion that comes from your body constantly being in a fight or flight. Cortisol is an amazing supplement, and what you do with it is it's 30 days on and then 30 days off, right? So you don't ever want to take over your body with the supplement. You want to rest it and let it restart nicely. So I love the concept of the 30 days on and off because you're resting out the adrenals and then you're bringing them back online again, right? A nice, gentle process. The next one is Dragon Time. And what I can attest to is that I have two young ladies, two daughters, who are homicidal maniacs when it is that time of the month. And I have literally seen them go after each other. Like this started at like in their teens. They would physically go after one another, and I'd go, okay, you guys have your period. Okay, get back in, you go in your room, you go in your room. It has been this way their entire life. I Dragon Timed both of them. For Christmas last year, they both got a big old bottle of Dragon Time. Night and day. So if you have someone in your life or you're that person who is struggling with being a less than nice person 1 or 2 weeks out of the month, get some Dragon Time for the sake of yourself and others, right? Or tell your spouse about it and let them buy it for you, whatever works. And then my number one that I cannot stop talking about these days is Unwind. So Unwind came out as a supplement under the Kids Sense line. It is a mixture of magnesium, 5-THP, which is one of the building blocks that we need to make serotonin, and L-theanine, a calming amino acid. And then it has Roman chamomile and it has lavender. As soon as I saw the ingredients in that, I'm like, oh, I am all over that. And I am so, so glad. So the famous K-Teeny is my daily mocktail that I have this time of day. It's Ningxia, soda water, a couple of oils, and then I throw the packet of Unwind in here. Unwind is super sweet, almost with like a melon taste to it. If you wanted, you could pixie stick, shoot it to your mouth, but I think that's very unpleasant. I put it in my drink. I also will add it to kombucha because it's like a sweetener. I've put it in my iced tea. It does not make you tired. It just makes, for those of you that have that same feeling that I do, that rises up to about here by 3 o'clock and you've just about had enough, right? And you're starting to get a little snappy and go, wine would be good right about now. The unwind pushes it right back down. It's wonderful. What an amazing, healthy way. And now what I do is I plan it into my day. I have several boxes hid throughout the house so that I don't run out. And I strongly and highly recommend it in your tincture. So there's what we're doing for Mind. So what I'd like you to do is, if Mind was your jam that you were going to work on between now and December, pick 3 of those things that you're going to commit to doing on a regular daily basis from now until December, as a commitment to yourself of having a much better experience wrapping up Q4 in 2020, right? This is a no pressure. This isn't get up in the morning and we're going to just hammer it home. Now, what are 3 things you could do? You can start them all tomorrow. You can start one in October, November, December. But if Mind is something that you wanted to get to a new level as part of this commitment to yourself, pick 3 and number them, right? Nice and easy. Can you see now how easy this is going to be to get off this call and you have something that you're going to slap on your fridge and go, okay, I got some sort of a framework here, okay? The unwind mocktail to me in my world is a non-negotiable. Yes, let me just look. Okay, now we're going to go to the body. And every discussion on the body is always going to start with gut health. I have not scanned a single person in the last 10 weeks that has not had gut imbalance. Everybody has some sort of gut issue going on right now because of our food choices, because of the stress. So folks with adrenal fatigue will naturally have leaky gut, right? It goes hand in hand together. There is a lot of reasons why gut is out of balance. And let me explain why it is so important. So your gut is the basis of your immune system. And when we talk gut, right, that used to be like a slang, when you're a kid, punch them in the gut. Your gut is the term that they use now. And it refers literally from where your pie hole starts from one end to the other end, that big gut, gigantic hose. And you got to figure, if you have been given an organ system that travels the entire length of your body, it's probably a lot more important than how we treat it, which is to stick gobs and gobs of crap in our mouth and then wonder why we feel so lousy, right? I have been the human garbage disposal for over 5 years. My regular breakfast going to high school every morning, this is no lie, I've never told anyone this, and I was skinny as a rail. I was probably about 105 pounds. And every single day going to school, I ate a half dozen donuts, okay? Half a dozen, 6 donuts, 2 candy bars, and 2 ice cream treats, like a fudgesicle and a cone. And that was my breakfast going to school every morning as I got in the bus. That's what I ate, right? I was an absolute Oscar the Grouch human garbage can. As I've gotten older and come to realize the aches and pains, I realized how many I was causing by the food we choose. Your gut is where you make your serotonin. Your serotonin is your happy hormone. Without good levels of serotonin, we live in the basement of depression. And with the winter months coming, we start to change our food habits and we go to comfort foods in the wintertime instead of fresh salads and the things we enjoy during the summer. I believe that seasonal affective disorder that so many of us have comes from the comfort food choices when we sort of let our diets go during the winter time, and it's okay to have the extra piece of bread and the mac and cheese and the, that sort of indulgent things. Mind your diet now and through the winter time, and watch that it doesn't impact your health for the positive. In the gut, because we're making our serotonin and our melatonin, we have happiness, depression, and we also have sleep. So people don't realize when their food choices are off, their sleep is off. So when folks are complaining that they have bad gut health, so let's, and my perspective is as a nurse from a nursing home situation, every single person who is 65 and older talks about how they can't sleep, okay? Think about what their diets look like in the nursing home. Canned, pureed, no fresh. They're on 15 or more meds. There's not enough water. All of these things setting their gut up for perfect imbalance. It's the same for all of us. So you want to eat green leafy vegetables. You want your apple cider vinegar, so you're keeping your body more alkaline than acidic, right? Or we have alkaline. I can't do apple cider vinegar. That's just too gross for me. So I use our alkaline, which does the same thing. It's just a pixie dust product that tastes like Alka-Seltzer. I like how it tastes. I find it tasty. It keeps you more on the alkaline side instead of the acidic, right? Disease and chronic illness and cancer thrive in acidic. They can't grow in alkalinic environments. So we keep our body alkaline, right? Really, really important thing. And green leafy vegetables, apple cider vinegar, kombucha. Did you ever think you'd see the day you'd hear me talking about fermented vegetables and kombucha, right? Fermented things that help replenish the good guys in your belly. And then probiotic, okay? You get to decide whether your gut is a ghetto or a garden, okay? If it's a ghetto, they are in there with spray cans and they are just tagging up the inside of your gut, and it's a mess. And if it's a garden, it's a well manicured lawn. And you get to decide. So you have good guys and bad guys that are in your gut. Probiotics, the green leafy vegetables, the Life 9, all feed the good guys. Who's feeding the bad guys? Sugar, processed sugar, breads, alcohol, stress, right? Diet soda. All of that stuff is just like giving out knives to the ghetto guys and going, here, have at it. I give up, okay? When we add a probiotic, and most of us need a probiotic, anybody who's had a bariatric surgery, anybody who's been on antibiotics in the last 6 months, anyone whose diet is not absolutely flawless with 7 to 8 cups of green leafy vegetables a day, people who tend to be more acidic than alkalinic, adrenal fatigues, which means, so I think we've just about hit everybody. Everybody needs a good probiotic. You take it on an empty stomach. And the ideal for me is when you go to bed at night and you're getting your sleep, the nighttime factory workers come in and go, woo, got to repair all the damage Kay did today. And they get in there and they restore, right? They take care of, this is why we have good restful sleep. Night shift is in there doing their thing. I love to put my probiotic in at bedtime because I feel like I'm giving the little factory workers in my body the opportunity to have like fresh tools and go fix my gut for me. Go fix my gut. Okay. So you will find probiotics are incredibly helpful. The other thing that we use and that I recommend for people with their gut is digestive enzymes. When your gut is leaking and it is inflamed, you are not able to absorb the nutrients that are coming into your body from the food that you're eating. So you're basically hungry all the time. You're just constantly, doing the grazing around the kitchen. Digestive enzymes helps break your food down to the smallest particles so that your body can absorb it and get maximum nutrients, okay? It is a good 1-2 punch when you're gut fixing to do probiotic digestive enzymes. And we have all different ones. We have ones for people who have food allergies. We have ones for people, like, for example, Allerzyme is great if you're allergic to foods, but you're still eating them anyhow. Detoxzyme is wonderful for people who have had their gallbladders out and need the lipase and have a little bit of a junky diet, right? Essential enzymes 4 has got the whole shebang, right? Then we have essential enzymes. People like different ones for different reasons or mix them up, but we have wonderful enzymes to help support your gut. Once you have fixed your gut, then you can start talking about your supplementation. But I'm going to tell you, I personally, I always ask somebody to fix their gut before we start going hog wild on supplements, because it's kind of like hanging up curtains in a cave in Baghdad, right? So if your gut's a mess and everything's just going in and coming right out and not being absorbed because your gut's not in the right shape to absorb it, I don't want to see people waste their money that way. I want people to build a strong foundation in their gut, and then we start introducing these wonderful supplements that are so easily absorbed, and you're going to see night and day differences, right? So what's the difference of going to your local pharmacy versus our vitamins and supplements? All of our vitamins and supplements are paired with essential oils, which allows them greater ability to absorb greater bioavailability. And I encourage you to watch your lab works with your doctors and see them improve. I've watched my vitamin B and D absolutely turn around on a dime using our supplements. I'm very, very pleased with what I see from them for quality. Most women and most of the adult population are deficient in vitamin B and vitamin D. Those are ones many of us need to supplement. Vitamin C has been playing a very key role in boosting the immune system, and you see a lot of talk about that specific to the coronavirus and the influenza coming up. So in terms of not wanting to do the mad scramble, right? So what did many of us do back in March, or was it March or April, when all of this started happening? We're like, I need vitamin C, I need vitamin D. You know, nothing was there. Order your stuff now. Be smart, right? Figure this out, budget this out, put this on your essential rewards. The order that you make this month, the points from that are going to help you buy the next. So basically what I do is I wouldn't say we stockpile, because I can only get to like 40 and then I have to spend them and buy my supplements, but our supplements pay for our supplements. And that's the beauty of essential rewards. And I'll have Kristen talk a little bit about that. So think about the vitamins that you're going to need to support yourself, okay? And we did gut health. Now, what's my next favorite? So my next favorite is inner defense. So at any given time, I may have anywhere from 4 to 6 bottles of inner defense sitting in the cabinet, waiting like a true nurse, ready to run in and go, here's your inner defense. I don't use inner defense every day. I use it like I would use an antibiotic prescription. So a cold hits, a sniffle hits, a scratch hits, and we come running right at it with the inner defense. And I usually will do 2 in the morning, 2 at night for 3 days, right? Bam, 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 bam. Then 1 and 1 for day 4 and day 5. And I've never needed to go any longer than that. 5 days of it has knocked out any illness that has ever even minimally reared its head in our house. A lot of people do the inner defense on a daily basis. I feel like it's pretty potent, and I don't know that that's necessary. In terms of what's out there, it can be a little rough on the gut. I like to save it for special yucky, sniffly occasions. Okay, now, what else if you want to take care of your body? And again, what I want you to come up with in your mind is 3 things. What are the 3 things you're going to commit to that's going to take care of your immune system? And if you're not sure, talk to your upline, talk to people that have been doing this for a while. They can help guide you. But Ningxia Red is one of those. If you don't know where to start, it is brilliant. So it balances out your glucose levels. And what I mean for that with diabetics is often we've got a sugar level here. We eat and it starts to go up, right? And then at some point or another, it does eventually crash and come down. But most things we eat and up the sugar goes. when with the Ningxia, when I've done my finger sticking, what I get is sugar levels here. I take the Ningxia, it comes up about here, goes right back down to or below what it was. So it is a great glucose stabilizer, which is nice because if somebody's diabetic, the options of things that we have that fall on the diabetic diet to drink are very, very limited. It has 60% protein, the most protein of any fruit out there. It has all of the vitamins and minerals you could ever imagine and then some. It's reinforced with many of our essential oils. It tastes delicious. It's flexible. We treat it like a food, but it's a supplement, right? So it's one of those things that go in the fridge. We all fight for our daily dose of it. Some in the house like it as a shot. I like to put it in my mocktail. My daughter likes hers frozen, like little popsicles in the freezer, right? Everybody has their own thing, but it is a tremendous, tremendous supplement. And I will tell you, this was the first year I had my eye exam, and the ingredients that naturally occur in wolfberries are wonderful for vision. This is my first year with an eye exam where my vision did not change at all. So I've been doing the chasing with the diabetes every year, worse, worse, worse. This year, it was no change to my prescription, which I thought was pretty amazing. So big, big fan of Ningxia. What else would I have on hand? So if your gut's good and you've done the work and you want an across-the-board supplement, one of the things I noticed during pandemic time, oh, sorry, Mighty Pro is our kids version. I forget about Mighty Pro. Mighty Pro is the same as the Life 9 for kids, but it has both a pre and a probiotic in it. So it has some fiber in there because kids' diets can be funky. Master formula. So when the pandemic hit back again, whatever it was, March, April, we weren't always able to get the foods we wanted. We weren't able to get the meats we wanted. We weren't able to get the produce that we wanted on a regular basis. So, you might be eating, apples for a couple weeks. And then it was like, okay, apples are no longer there and something else is in. But you didn't have the variety. It is really good to have a supplement like Master Formula on hand to get us through the hump of whatever is coming in terms of commerce and changes in things being delivered to the store and people hoarding and all that good stuff. So canning right now, if you can can, I'm actually going to do some canning for the first time in my life. I don't know how yet, but I am. But canning some of your foods, you have fresh produce, freezing some of the surplus veggies that are there now so that we have them, and having a master formula on hand to do the trick. Amazing system of nutriments, vitamins, minerals, fat soluble, water soluble, prebiotic in it. Very comprehensive and well put together. It's crazy. And they divide it up into 4 capsules because certain vitamins are better absorbed one way versus another. So the omega fish oils are together. And then, it's just amazing. You have to look. It's almost a 4-page description in the supplement book going over our master formula and how amazing it is. Sulfurzyme. If you have chronic illness or chronic inflammation, sulfurzyme is your friend. A lot of people don't understand that it's inflammation that ultimately is the cause of all death and disease in humans. So anything we can do to prevent inflammation, hugely important. And sulfurzyme does that. And it actually tastes good in your drinks. And lemon, 2 oils that I'd say, okay, these are ones you have to have on hand. Lemon, because it's a great detoxifier. It helps pull off excess fluid. It makes your water taste good so that you are drinking far more than what you normally would, right? 16 ounces, this is my favorite drink, the 16-ounce distilled water, pinch of Himalayan sea salt, couple drops of lemon juice, cayenne pepper to get your metabolism going if you could tolerate it. 2 of those a day plus your other spring waters is what you need to sort of keep that body well hydrated and lubed and going, right? Love sulfurzyme. And then my last suggestion for the body, now I could do body suggestions all day, but I'm trying to do the basic ones, right? So the keeping hydrated, keeping the gut in order, detoxifying. So the last one is good old thieves, right? So clearing 10 minutes in your diffuser takes care of 80% of your airborne contaminants in your home, right? We all need that. We all need that, especially if you've got family members that are going out and coming back home throughout the course of the day to keep everybody healthy, right? So thieves oil, you can put it in a roller and roll it on people's feet at night, right? You can put it in a roller and keep it in your purse. You can put it in a roller and keep it in the car. You can put it in a roller and keep it in the kids' pockets. The thieves oil goes everywhere. One drop in your morning coffee, right? So for those of you that cannot give up the coffee, and I get it, right? Throw a drop in your coffee, throw a drop in your tea, throw a drop in your water. Keep that immune system nice and strong and resistant right now. All right. So there's your body things. So I'm going to ask you right now just to take 2 minutes for yourself and come up with the 3 things that you're willing to commit to from now into December. All right. Now I'm going to go on to happy home. Okay. Number 1, if every single person on this call does not own a bottle of Thieves Home Cleaner Concentrate, please advance and be recognized. That can't even be possible. $22.50 that makes 30 bottles of cleaner. When I tell you it gets rid of every single cleaner in your home, it replaces, Janan, no, say it isn't so. Okay, you're getting a sample sent to you because you just don't even know. So it's a plant-based cleaner, and it comes in a concentrate, and it's $22 a bottle, and it lasts about 4 to 6 months. You use it to clean your windows, your counters, your showers, your floors, everything. Every single thing in your home can be cleaned with it. So what's underneath our kitchen sink at this point is our Thieves spray bottle and our Thieves concentrate. That's it. So when we want to do a stove cleaner, we mix it with some baking soda. When we want to get the glass extra sparkly, then we add a little bit of vinegar to the Thieves cleaner. But for the most part, it's what we're using to clean everything. 1 capful goes in a bucket to clean the floor. 2 capfuls go in the laundry. A capful goes in with the dishes, right, in the dishwasher. So simple. And it gets rid of all of these toxins that are in our home that are irritants, airway irritants, toxins that are absolutely dangerous for folks that have got chronic illness, and they can burn, right? They're just not good for us. So that's step 1. So if your priority is to get your house more welcoming and less toxic, because we're going to be spending a lot of time indoors again, once again, start with the Thieves cleanup. That's a good ditch and switch right off the bat. The next one, and this was from what I saw today over and over and over, recall after recall after recall of hand sanitizers that were made with methanol and were just thrown out there and turned out to be fire hazards and poisons. Okay, everybody jumped in on the hand sanitizer game. Please don't. It's not worth it, guys. It is so not worth it. So get yourself a bottle of all natural, plant-based, aloe-based hand sanitizer now. Teeny tiny bit goes a long, long way. That stuff just like spreads like wildfire, right? No pun intended. Great, great stuff, right? I've got one in the car, one in the house. Everybody's got them in their purses. Get that stuff now and get your hand wash. So people have gone on and on and on. Well, does Thieves hand, foaming soap, does it sterilize? Does it this? All right, let me just explain this to everybody once and for all. None of you, hopefully, are doing open heart surgery tomorrow. You do not need to scrub in. and have the level of cleanliness that kills all pathogens on your body. In fact, that's kind of frowned upon, right? That stuff leads to antibiotic resistant organisms. But when you are talking about getting rid of viruses, like we see with the flu, like we see with corona, it is very much a friction issue, okay? So when you wash your hands, right? I gotta stop jiggling here. Wash your hands. Here's the church, here is the steeple, open the door, see all the people. Oh, to the outside, a little bit to the wrists, right here. Wash, right? Wash, let the water run down. Do not do this, right? This is the mother shake, right? Don't do that. Walk over your paper towels, pat dry, you're done, okay? You've just killed off just about everything you need. When you are concerned about decontaminating clothing or your countertops or a hard surface, you spray your thieves and you wait. Every cleaner, when you start reading the back of your cleaners, you're going to be a little surprised. It will tell you to spray your thieves cleaner and wait 10 minutes before wiping. How many of you never knew that before? Okay. It's the same thing with your Lysol and everything else. It tells you to spray and wait. Okay. So spray and wait. But wash your hands while using friction. That is the secret. Do you need hot water? There is no indication that hot water cleans your hands any better than cold water. And in fact, the hot water may put you at greater risk for injury, okay? When do you wash your hands versus using the alcohol sanitizer? Water, soap and water is always, always, always better than hand sanitizer. Absolutely, positively. Hand sanitizer should be kept for when you're not going to be near soap and water, right? So in your purse, when you go out, in your car, right? If you're sitting on the couch and you guys are passing around the hand sanitizer, you're doing it wrong, okay? So stock up on those. What's your next one you want to think about? The next one you want to think about is the laundry detergent, because we're washing our kids' masks, our own masks in this, and then putting them on our face and breathing them all day. So no, you don't want all sorts of fragrance and all this stuff now in your face that you're breathing in, which is a toxic mess, right? So the next product in the house is switch yourself out to the Thieves laundry detergent so that you are not getting the fragrance and the toxins and all that nonsense in that. The other thing, and I never thought about this, so you wash your sheets in Tide and, you know, go pull up Tide or some of the laundry detergents on EWG, the Environmental Working Group app. It's very interesting. It never once occurred to me that I'm in my clothes all day, that I washed in this stuff, which is next to my skin. And then at night, I'm laying on the sheets that I washed in these toxins and these fragrances. What a big difference in terms of body aches and headaches and overall illness by simply just switching out the detergent and the household cleaner, right? Very, very, very big difference. If you have not already made the switch to get rid of the dryer sheets to dryer balls, dryer sheets have got to be one of the most toxic, vile things that we've got going on in our household. Nice full laundry balls with a couple of drops of oils on them. Make sure laundry dry faster and smell amazing. So something to think about. What else for your house? The ditching and switching. If you are still using candles and the plugins and all that good stuff, bye, Felicia, to that. It's time for it to go. Use your diffuser so that you can infuse the air to help clean it. You can use them to calm your family members down, right? So the kids come in, the kids are doing schoolwork or everybody's had a tough day, and you're diffusing to either lift them up or calm them down or help them sleep. So why not be using your scent? So your candles are not providing aromatherapy. They're providing all sorts of nonsense and toxins that go into the air when they burn. So get your house smelling nice, but do it for a fraction of the cost and do it for their health and wellness, right? Last one is veggie soak. Excuse me. So I was shocked to see how much herbicide and pesticide people scan for during the summer months who think they're eating organic food. It is very, very hard to achieve organic because a lot of this stuff is simply in the soil and the plants are sucking it up through the root system, right? So taking the time to soak your veggies isn't going to get rid of all of it, but will get rid of some of it. What you will find in the wintertime is it is harder to get rid of a lot of it because a lot of the tougher root vegetables, it's already absorbed in through the skin. So I tend to just soak them a little bit longer. But it is well worth taking the time to wash your veggies. Unfortunately, we have to. Now, I would like to open, I forgot one more. So for the body, I forgot, this is a special Jackie D recommendation. The Thieves Chest Rub. So Jackie with her lung issues, right? So she's like the perfect consultant for us to find out what works really well on people with illness. She went crazy when she rubbed the Thieves Chest Rub on. So she had gone through 2 weeks of intense antibiotics to try and clear up a mess in her chest. And it wasn't clear and it wasn't clearing. She put the Thieves Chest Rub on and she expectorated an incredibly outrageous mucus plug that the antibiotics were not able to move. And she was like, oh my God, this is my jam. So for folks who have got chronic bronchitis, breathing issues, COPD, what I would say is give the Thieves Chest Rub a try. It comes incredibly highly recommended, and I saw the effectiveness. So that's that. All right, now I want to open it up, and it's not greasy at all. No, it's got the neatest little, like it rolls right on, and you don't have, there's no touching it, and it absorbs right in. It's pretty amazing. So what questions can we answer for you? If you would like to ask anything. Oh, sorry, before we do that. Okay, last column. If home was in your column of what you were going to deal with for the next few months, what 3 interventions are you going to commit to get you to the goal in December? Okay, so just take a few minutes for yourself and take a look at your list. All right, I'm going to pass over to you, Miss Kristen. And folks, I want to just give you a chance to unmute yourself if you have any questions or comments. We would love to hear them. Is there a product that you think is a must-have that I didn't add to my list? It's really hard when you have 600, but I tried to pick the ones that I felt were most important for right now for most families. That was my priority.
Yeah, Kay, I'm impressed at your ability to narrow down the scope.
It wasn't easy.
Because I'm looking at what I take every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. So thank you so much for that incredible rundown. I love the columns. I love the breakdown, mind, body, home. I think that really kind of covers the areas that you really want to be looking at in your wellness, and not only your personal wellness, but your family's wellness. I know we have a lot of moms here that are thinking about sending their kids, back to school, and what the heck is that going to look like? I mean, everyone's been masked and hand sanitized and, defunct for 6 months. And now we're going to go back into the world, and who knows what's going to happen. So I want to just take a moment and maybe get a show of hands. Do we have anybody that's on the call that's not yet a Young Living member? And you don't have to, you could just raise your hands on the Zoom or say it in the chat or whatever, because I don't want to go into too much detail about how to get started if you're already started. But if you're not yet started, I would love for you to circle back with the person that invited you to this call tonight, because they can help you get started with some of these products and kind of help you to customize your wellness plan for the next 3 months. But I see a lot of familiar faces and names in the chat, and I wanted to quickly talk about essential rewards. Now, that is the best way to get the products into our home. And Kay had mentioned this earlier, how she has a real hard time holding on to those points because she gets them and then she spends them. And that's pretty amazing because she's able to use the points that she earns from purchasing products and supplements and things that she's using in her home on a daily basis that support her wellness. And let me tell you, her wellness transformation has been mind-blowing. I don't think Kay really gave too much of her backstory, but she has had quite a transformation over the last 2-3 years. When did you get started, Kay? Has it been 3 years?
We're at 2.5. What will hit? No, we're almost there. It'll be 3 in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Kay Cooney, who is literally the poster child of Young Living. She has had the ultimate 180 in wellness. Yes, and I'm so privileged to have been able to witness the transformation. We have so many stories, and we'll be here all night if we tell all those stories. But I will say that Kay has embraced the Young Living lifestyle to the full capacity, and Essential Rewards is definitely the way to do it, because I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Target Red Card, but when you go to Target and you buy Target products with your Red Card, you get 5% off. And I think I've had my Red Card for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I'm still getting just 5% off on my order. And that's not a whole lot. But when I go to Young Living and I place my monthly wellness box order every month, I'm getting 25% back on my already 24% discounted products. So I'm getting almost 50% off of retail, which is absolutely amazing. And the cool thing about Essential Rewards is not only am I earning points back on my purchases, I'm also getting additional freebies and promotions on top of that. But I'm also able to use those points to buy things like, say, supplements or something really fun that I'm kind of just crushing on, that I really, really want, but it's not necessarily a need. Essential Rewards helps me to do that. And it's a budgeting tool. So I know folks are on budgets these days. I get that. Essential Rewards is a great way to kind of budget your wellness, investment, whatever that may be. And I like to look at the promotions each month to kind of use that as my ceiling for how much I'm going to spend. And theoretically, I'd be spending a whole lot more if it weren't for the promotions. So it's pretty amazing. So Essential Rewards, if you're not on Essential Rewards, all you need to do is just go into the virtual office and click on Essential Rewards, and it's going to walk you through the process of creating that first order, setting up your processing date, and then boom. And then it ships out once a month. You have the ability to change out your products every single month. It's not like something that Young Living is going to just send you automatically. You do need to go in and change it. So that's something that the person that got you started can help you with. But it truly is the most generous, amazing customer loyalty program ever. And you also get free oils every 3 months, which is pretty amazing. And they just throw it in your order. You don't even realize it. So I just absolutely love it. And actually, I'm a hoarder of my points. So I just cashed in 375 points, all supplements. Thank you very much. And that's going to get us started for our fall wellness. And I paid $0 because I did in August with the remaining of my While Go Plus shipping credits. So $0 I paid for well over $500 worth of products when you think about the discount that I got. So that alone is incredible. For a wellness junkie like myself, I was excited.
So once I was able to save my points up to 96. as far as I can go. As soon as they hit 40, I'm like, I gotta spend. It's like hot money, So
which is understandable. And that's kind of cool, because if you are really on a budget, then you can use those points to pay for the things that you need. So you're not coming out of pocket. And think about it. You're earning 10% back for those first 3 months. But guess what? After month 4, Young Living is so generous, they bump it up to 20% back. 20% back. They double that. And then after 2 years, you're getting 25% back. It's remarkable. I've never seen a program as generous as Essential Rewards is.
So that was how I got it to 96. So I'm finally in the 25%. So that happens pretty quickly to get up to 100. And so it happened faster than I could spend them for once. But when you get to the point, so then that makes you really understand the company. They are rewarding the loyal. So your prices for things, you look at it and you go, wow, this is too expensive. I can't afford this. This is too much for me. We need to budget. When you get yourself to the 2-year 25% back, that's a whole big shift in you can't afford not to do it. Right? So, and that's where the loyalty gets rewarded.
Exactly. It's such a no-brainer. And especially when you think about, like, for example, the monthly promotions, when you look at what you're getting back in points and then getting back in free product at the various tiers, it's almost like you'd be crazy not to go up an extra 90 PV to get to that 190 mark, because you get probably another $50 worth of product and 90 points times either 10, 20, or 25% back. It's remarkable. I've never seen it like it. Yeah, the 3 to 4 month change is huge. It is absolutely huge. 10%, okay, that's cool. But once you hit 20%, you never want to miss an order because you don't want to mess up that loyalty.
Yes. Big time.
What was the name of the app? I think it was
I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the chat, Kay, sorry.
So I'm sorry. So I forget that I'm on my phone, so I can't just like screenshot, but message me and I will screenshot it for you. I believe what you do, it's the body type. I think Carolyn Mine's thing is bodytype.com. Hold on. That I can check for you. Hold on. Let me just use, let me use my brain. Yep. It's bodytype.com. And then it's on there somewhere. One-time fee of $20. Oh, right here where it says, you'll see mid-page, it says new oils, look up online, right? And what happens is you use it twice and you get the answer for free. And then on the third time, they're like, hey, you got to, if you want this, you got to pay for this. So that's what how they go about it. And then I have it just saved to my my phone. And it's as good. The benefit of it over the book is every time a new oil comes out, we're stuck because there's no like real update to the book, or you can buy it or whatever, but the app automatically just keeps updating. And you can search by oil, emotion, or I think alarm point or something.
That's so cool. I did not realize that book.
Yeah. And what it shows you where to apply, like on like a stick figure body. So if you know how like normally you're sitting there going, you know, it'll say exhibit C, go to exhibit C, and you're looking for alarm point, what, you know, trying to find it. It points right to it. So you just screenshot it and send that to your person who's trying to remove the block. Very helpful.
That is helpful.
Yes.
Jackie's wondering what she could use in place of fabric softener because she has to hang her clothes out to dry. That's a good question. Because obviously dryer balls work in the dryer. And if you're line drying your clothes, and I line dry my clothes as well in the summertime. I am a junkie for that. I love hanging my clothes out to dry in the summer. I do not use fabric softener. I don't feel like we really need it as much. Maybe I've just gotten used to the stiffness of the clothes, especially towels.
Or throw them in the dryer. So
I don't think she has a dryer. I think that's the issue. Is this person is wondering because she hangs her clothes out to dry. So she has a dryer. So I think that comes down to the cost, or the cost benefit of using the fabric softener versus having super soft clothes. I don't know if there's an alternative, or maybe vinegar. I don't know. I mean, that's something that I honestly would Google and see what would be a good natural alternative to fabric softener in the laundry. I know that you can use vinegar in the laundry, and that white vinaigrette. There you go. Colleen for the win. White vinaigrette, or vinegar, or vinaigrette. White vinegar, which is a great, phenomenal cleaning. I mean, I used to clean with vinegar before Young Living came into my life. So there you go. Yes, Tiffany, we solved the world's problems. Thank you, Colleen. And then add some like purification, because then you don't want your laundry smelling like vinegar. That's probably what I would do. Or lemongrass. That's another one of my favorites in the laundry. Or like whatever you want your laundry to smell like. I mean, no one's
I like joy.
Joy is wonderful.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of joy.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
All right. Now make sure you put your list on the fridge. Don't hide it. Keep it out in plain face, and commit to getting through the last quarter of this year like a damn rock star. Enough of us have been kicked in the knee for the last 9 months.
That is the truth. Okay, I want to say a million thank yous for pulling this awesome content together for us. You always do an incredible job educating us and wowing us. And every time I learn something new. Let me share one of my ahas tonight. I was taking Cortistop for 2 rotations. I was doing 1 month, 2 months, and then the 3rd month would be off. But I'm going to swap it out to every other month now.
Yeah, I didn't know that in the beginning, and this was the first that I did a cycle on, cycle off, and I'm like, love it. I didn't see it at first. I didn't get the, when I was just taking and taking, I wasn't getting it. Take and stop, bam.
Yeah, because I was doing 2 months on, 1 month off, but I'm going to swap it out to the 1 month off. And I notice when I'm not taking it, another shout out to the unwind.
Yes.
I was really digging unwind when I was off Cortistop. So if you're an adrenal person like myself, the unwind, especially in your off Cortistop month.
Absolutely, positively. And for folks, I'm shocked how many people have had their gallbladder taken out. I'm very much, I'm trying to keep as many of my body parts intact, for the long haul. And I just figure, God kind of knew what he was doing. So I don't want to mess with anything and take anything out or adjust it or, maybe a wrinkle or two. I don't know. But anyhow, but when I saw that those who have their gallbladder removed have a higher sensitivity to fatty foods, which makes sense, that we should still be doing a gallbladder cleanse even when we don't have a gallbladder, using GLF and the Juvas, and using detoxime or essential enzyme 4 because of a lipase and the fat breakdown.
Wow. I didn't realize it either. I'm just responding to Rhonda's about using detoxyzyme for the gallbladder. I didn't realize that either. I was assuming or heard that it was for like detoxification, mostly, obviously the name of it. But that's really fascinating. And obviously Allerzyme for folks that have food allergies that are eating whatever they want. And that's always a good one. People are doing that all the time.
Yeah. I think we're starting to get to know more and more and more about the benefits of enzymes and the need for them, and why. I feel like the enzymes were always the mystery, Young Living, why one versus the other. But the more you research and start to dig down, you start to realize that Gary was making them for very specific populations for a reason. And we're just starting to understand all of that, or I am. And there's more and more enzymes being discovered. Serapeptase is one of them, which comes from the intestines of a silkworm. Very, very popular in Japan right now, and they're using it in their supplements for inflammation as well as pain. It's starting to come up on Zytos, serapeptase. So, is that a clue that it's coming down the line, that it at least has hit Young Living's radar as something that we'll be adding? So I think we're going to start seeing more digestive enzymes that do more and more for us, especially with all these gut health issues.
Yeah, and also Mightyzyme too, along the lines.
Yes.
There is a digestive enzyme for children specifically. It's called anything with Mighty in front of it. That's your clue that it's kids. So Mighty.
Yeah, I forget about them, right?
I know.
If I can't take it for myself.
They won't let me forget about them.
Right? Yeah. Amen.
So good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if any of you have questions, please just holler. And it was a pleasure as always. Have a good night.
Thank you
And
so much.
let's do this. Let's make the last 3 months of this year a whole lot better.
3 months, guys. We can do
Yeah,
this.
we can do. Good night,
Bye,
all.
everyone.